splitting up a model. So in Zbrush, I need to be able to cut a line right here in this model. That's where it's going to rotate. I could do that in Blender, but it just gives me the opportunity to show you how to do it here. So first off, it's got to be a poly mesh. Then you make it into a dynamesh. So eventually it has to be a dynamesh. I'd give it a lot of polygons. Then go over here, and there is going to be a slice tool. There we go, slice curve. So I can use Control and Shift to draw a straight line. I want to cut it here, for example. Now, I want to cut it like maybe about here. That way, well, no, right here. Perfect. Bam. Now, it doesn't look like much happened, but if you go into the actual poly frame here, you can see that there is a light color right here now. Alright, and then I can hold Control and Shift and it'll take that out of the equation. So, this is what you do. First, grab another brush, take off polyframe, and I'm going to have to get it to the point where these are showing. Then over here, under polygroups, I say group visible. Then, holding Control and Shift, I'll group these as visible. There we go. So now I should only have two parts. Holding Control and Shift will toggle between them. Holding Control and Shift and clicking here will make them appear. Okay, so I can go to Geometry. Subtool, sorry. Let's go to Subtool and go to Split, Group Split. Okay. Now these are both dynameshes. So meaning I can go to this one and hold Control, click and drag down, and it will seal it off. And I can take this one, hold Control, click and drag down, and it will seal it off. Now I just have to rebuild the topology on them, and it should be good to go. So I go to Geometry, and go to Zbrush. Okay, and there we go. We got brand new topology. Perfect. Then we can go to the other one and do the same thing. Now, because I had given it a lot in Dynamesh, that's why it took so long to actually re-topologize it. Normally, it wouldn't take that long. If you give it a lot of polygons, however, and then you go to split the model, it is very, very clean as far as the split is concerned. Okay, so there we go. That's how you split a model in ZBrush. Enjoy. Alright, just in case it's helpful to see what the piece really is, I'm going to export it out. This piece I'm going to get rid of. I'm done with that one. This was the duplicate. I just used that one to rotate it. This one needs to be reduced, but this one can be retopoed because it doesn't have any internal structure. So I'll go down here to Geometry, Z-Mesher, Z-Remesher. That's why I use ZBrush so much, is because now, especially because the 4R6 has that Z-Remesher in there, and it just fixes all the topology. I'd like to keep as much topology as possible. With this piece I couldn't do that, but with this piece you can see the advantage is huge. Now I can select those faces anytime I wanted based upon a flat surface in Blender. Okay, so those two forms look good. What I'll do is I'll just take and let's see, this one and this one. This one I'm just going to go back up with. This one and this one are the two I want. So I'll merge these down and then just export. I'll separate them in Blender. I put a F to indicate final. So here's what I have right now. This is my old piece, and you can see that they're just mechanical forms put together, and it's really ugly. I'll just move that piece over. And you can see this is the part I was talking about. This needs to pivot on the inside of the arm. So I'll import the OBJ, bicep final, and there's my new piece. You can see compared to the old, how much better that looks. Very action figure like. Now I'll move this out of the way and then go to this one. I'll have to reestablish a pivot point here. So I'm going to say the pivot's right there and go Object, Transform, Origin to 3D Cursor, and just try that out. I probably lost my earmark, but this should be pretty good. Nice thing is when you go to lock, so I lock these out and lock the rotation so I can only move in that area. Very nice. So you can go clean up here. Good. And just check the other side for any kind of collisions. Very nice. So that is my workflow for blending geometry together like that into a more organic feel for an action figure, if you'll ever do that in life. Enjoy.